My name is Ebola and this is Interview Under Fire.
Hey, what's up? This is Antonio Sauve,
And I'm Ebola
and this is the inaugural episode of Interview Under Fire. Today, we're with Big Man Claas.
What's up? LSP in the building.
And we got these Hodge Line Bling cards here. And what it is you jog hard, and anytime during this whole process, besides the last one, you can play it, but it's a hit or miss, so it could help you, or it could be the total opposite. It could hurt you. So we're going to let Claas pick now. So I'm just going to shuffle these up.
Just put it face down.
Go ahead and pick one, just face it down. You can play that at any time.
All right. Basically, get to it. First one is sriracha. It's pretty basic. After you eat it, I'll ask you the question.
This one?
This one right here.
I'm going to make a mess.
Man, sriracha's delicious.
Mm-hmm.
All right, Claas. What was the first album you ever purchased with your own money?
Shit. First album I ever purchased with my own money?
You know,
Shit, that was way the fuck back. I want to say Snoop Dogg? Like in the first album I ever purchased with my
Doggy
own
Style?
money? Yeah,
wow.
with my own money. I mean, I had gotten CDs for gifts and shit.
Yeah, that's what.
Like back when I was young. It was either Snoop Dogg Doggy Style or Fuji's Fuji La. I don't remember which one was which, but I know one of those two was the first album I ever got.
Man, I remember that.
I love Fuji La. I mean, I love the
Yeah.
Snoop Dogg one, but I jammed that Fuji's one way more.
Right on. Cool. All right, the second one is Hodge Boy sauce, and it's what is this? The plum?
Yes, it's plum. It's sweet.
Sweet plum habanero.
Habanero. It's got a little tang to it. Not too bad. It's not too hot. This one isn't, at least. So I made that one. That's also
delicious.
made. Thank you.
All right. In your opinion, who's the greatest rapper ever?
Tupac.
Tupac.
Easy
I
and
like
done.
that. No hesitation.
Fucking Tupac.
Right on.
I mean, we can argue all day about it.
Oh,
I'll
of
say
course.
Tupac 100 times out of 100 fucking times.
Is there a reason you think so, or?
I mean, between lyrics, just the aggressive style. I mean, he could change between aggression and subtlety. He was a poet prior. I mean, conscious rap, angry rap. I mean, the dude, if you listen to his whole collection, then he'll hit every fucking thing you can think. Everything you think about rap, Tupac will hit at some point in a record. Whether it be sex, murder, political, his mother, like he'll hit every fucking topic. I mean, he just by far, was, in my opinion, the best rapper alive.
Oh, I like it.
Or, I mean, he might still be alive. Who knows? He could still be the best rapper alive. We don't know.
Let's not get into conspiracy theories. All right, going right to it. The next one, this is where we take that turn.
Yeah, this is where
100% pain.
This is where it starts getting.
Yeah, and it doesn't taste good either, to me.
Oh, that's real.
Oh, all right. Is there anything that you are into that your friends would be surprised to know?
Yeah. That was right when I walked in. I was like, what?
If I gotta say one fucking thing,
Yeah, it's quite the collection.
probably Funko. I'm as nerdy as it fucking gets.
Bree and Nikki. It's awesome.
These are my shits.
Cool. Okay. Now we're getting into Dave's. This is Dave's insanity sauce. Not fun.
No. This is about the time that I start becoming a baby. This is my third time doing it, but it sucks every time. Ooh.
Yeah, it's really just like, it's just hot.
Yeah.
There's like no flavor to it. There's fucking heat. Like,
All right, so you've been doing this, what, 17 years now?
yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. All right, I'm sure you've seen some crazy shit in that span. What is the craziest thing you ever seen a fan do?
Shit. Possibly fall off rafters.
Oh, yeah.
I've seen that shit, yeah. Somebody was up on rafters,
Right.
fucking slipped, fell off, nobody caught him, hit concrete,
Oh.
busted their head open, had to be taken out. The funnier thing was, even though they had clearly hit the ground, security still didn't give a fuck, so they drug them out like they had a chance to fight them, even though it was clear they were done, like unconscious and shit. Probably the craziest.
Was that during your set?
No, that would have been amazing. I'd have stopped right in the middle of that shit, like, oh! But no, it was during like the headliner and shit. It was fucking insane. But that's probably the crazy. I mean, I've seen some crazy shit. I mean, I've seen people in front of buses, like trying to stop buses and shit,
Oh, yeah.
like crazy fights and shit. I jumped off the stage in Cleveland and got in a fight. Like, cause one of my friends was getting in a fight, so I stopped in the middle of my set, jumped off stage. So, a lot of different crazy shit goes on.
Right on. All right.
That was hot.
Yeah. Well, next even hotter. This is Dave's Ghost Pepper.
Fuck Dave.
Right?
What an asshole.
He is an asshole.
It's starting to stare at me. You don't want to taste.
That's Jack. Go, bro. What are you doing?
Sounds smart as
Boy.
Ooh.
All right.
You know, like that one's super subtle. It actually has a better flavor than this one,
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, it tastes
but
good.
the burn is like slow, like it, like slower.
Creeper.
Fuck yeah.
All right. How did the Underground Avengers come about? And can we expect anything else in the future?
It came about. I was working randomly. I'd hit Buckshot up one day. I had heard his music. Hit him up. You know, hey, no, I dig your shit. Let's do a track. He was like, cool. You know, let's flip it. You send me one, I'll send you one. Let's do the tracks. Then I guess at the same time he had been talking to Boondocks, so he hits me up and he's like, hey, would you mind if Boondocks jumped in and we did some sort of group? And I was like, no, fuck yeah, that's cool, because he had just left Psychopathic at that time. And so we got together, we started working on tracks. The whole premise was all of us brought 3 beats. We all, on those 3 beats, we would all come up with the concepts. We did all that. I went to Louisville, recorded my portion of the album. That's where Buckshot lived. He recorded his. Boondocks went there and recorded his. We put it out at the Gathering 2011. And so it was dope, man. I still get people today that hit me up and are like, yo, that's like the dopest shit. I just found out about it. As far as something else, probably not. As much as I would love to, I think it kind of ran its course. You know, everybody's in a different place right now. You know, different shit has happened. I won't ever rule it out because I would love to do at least one more thing just for fan's sake. But at the present time, no, there won't be anything else.
Okay.
Did you hit up Ronnie Blaze to help out with that, or I seen he?
It was a mutual agreement between Mob Style and Ronnie running R2. That the way we would preference this album is that they would both put the money down and to get all the copies. And with that came the executive producer credit, because I mean he was bankrolling a portion of the album getting pressed and put out.
He's also got a verse in there too.
On Exit Wounds.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's Exit Wounds is crazy. It's like 9 minutes.
Yeah.
It's got
everybody.
some of the dopest people in the underground on it. It was supposed to have even more. Some people either didn't respond or flaked on us, but yeah, I mean it was crazy. It's a crazy song. Now I think other people have done it since then, but at the time, I don't think anybody's done a 9-minute song like that. Guys, come on, man.
Dogs love me.
Bro, they're just these motherfuckers.
Two more, man.
All right. What's the next one? Is the Ultimate Insanity?
This is Ultimate Insanity.
Is it Dave's?
Yeah.
I'm about over Dave.
This is the
Well,
last.
this is the last Dave's.
Yeah, Dave's a
Fuck
beast.
Dave is an ass, I'm telling you.
Yeah, Ultimate
If your
Insanity.
name is Dave, fuck you. I don't know if you make wing sauce, but just as a whole, Dave Thomas,
Right.
all of you. Wendy's, fuck y'all.
Next time you meet a Dave, just hit him in the
I'm
mouth.
just gonna punch the shit out of him. Don't let me meet that fat Wendy's fucker. I'm gonna punch the shit out of you. I'm gonna give him to Jack. Want some?
He thinks he wants some.
I ain't trying to clean up that shit mess.
All right, how do you feel about the subgenre label of horrorcore?
I don't mind it. I think it boxes in people like me, you know, a lot of other people who don't do strictly horror rap. They might delve in it. Like I've delved in it for a long time. I've done a lot of songs that are like horror-esque, but it's not like it's not what I've always done.
Right.
But I still get labeled kind of in that mode. I mean, there's not really another label for you to have, you know, besides, I mean, underground, but that's
Right.
like a genre, like as a whole,
Yeah, it's
with
broad.
many subs.
Yeah.
So I don't mind it. I think, like I said, I think it's kind of boxing people in because there's a lot of really talented people that are horrorcore, but are like vastly like more talented than that would suggest to you as a total encompassing object. Like, because when people hear horrorcore, they think the lowest common denominator. So you're thinking like that one random dude who's on a USB mic that just started, you know, and is like, yo, murder, kill with some weird voice. But that's like way below what some of us do, you know, I mean, there's people like Playboy the Beast and Low Key and Razakel and all them that, you know, would probably be considered horrorcore, but it's bigger than that. Like, you know, they're like far like lyricists, like normal rap lyricists that just like to delve in the subject of horror. So I don't mind it, but it's kind of insulting. You know, if that makes any sense.
Yeah, no. And you know what's funny is when it comes to, I guess, old school.
Yeah.
When it comes to new school, underground, what's going on nowadays, I have no clue. If it wasn't for recording, I wouldn't know shit. I grew up on UGK and Ghetto Boys.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? So when you told me about you, obviously never listened to your music.
Yeah.
But of course, me, I'm all about free music, so I go to my mixtapes, look you up, and they had was it Basement Crack 5?
Yeah.
And see, I listened to Who I Be, and I was like, man, this is horrorcore. What you
Yeah,
doing?
see,
You
that's
know
what I'm
I mean?
saying. Like, you know, just because I'm kind of boxed in doesn't mean that's who I am. You know, I do a lot of stuff that is considered, like the album I'm working on now will probably be considered horrorcore, but it's really not. Like, it's aggressive, and it's got dark tones, but it's not that bad. You know, it's not like, you know, I don't really know how else to explain it. Like, it's far more lyrical than you would consider horrorcore, because you're thinking the worst common thing when you hear that term. You know, because the genre's been beaten so much by, you know, terrible music that everybody just has like a bad stigma about those words. But if you really get into it and start listening to a lot of like the other rap and shit going on, you'll find out there's a lot of people in that, you know, in horrorcore that are actually just really dope rappers. They're just really good at their craft. You know, whether that, you know, they got that stigma from horrorcore or not. So.
Cool. All right. Last one. We must dab.
You didn't draw your cards, so
Yeah.
Now I was like, fuck
See
it,
what
let's
we
just
had.
eat the wings.
yeah.
See what you would
It would have
though.
been eat all the wings.
Ooh.
So that was probably for the best. Look at that shit. Fuck that.
Would have been good.
I mean,
That would not have been
I would
good.
have liked
All
it.
right.
I would have liked it.
Put one dab. Be careful, because if you go too far, that's on you.
Man, y'all, I'm just fucking Carolina Reaper pepper, huh?
Yeah. Really though, at this point, you're already burning. You don't feel it as much.
Yeah, but
Yeah, for a little while.
it can
I
get
thought
bad
this-
for the rest of your body later in the
yeah.
evening.
I'll be
So
hurting.
you know what I'm talking about, Kenny? You know what I'm talking about? That nigga knows what I'm talking about. She ain't gonna like that shit. That's a literal. That ain't even a pun.
Oh shit! I think a piece fell on the dog's eating.
That's on him.
Look at that shit. That way he was oh shit.
Oh no!
That shit hot. He went to
Look,
the
he's
like
jealous.
100 times.
Like, damn it! All right. All right. Right now, we every day in the news more stories of police officers committing murder in the name of the law. All right. What do you feel needs to happen so this can be changed?
Honestly, man, I don't know if it can be changed. I mean, unless there's just like, I mean, it would take a lot. You know, at this point, you know, police don't get enough training. You know, but that's because, you know, a lot of cities don't have the time to fully invest in training because they need cops on the streets. You know, as crime gets bigger and crime gets more rampant, you need more bodies. But to have more bodies, you've got to forego some of the processes. You know, foregoing some of the processes means a lot of these cops that are going out there aren't getting the training that a lot of them would have got 10, 20 years ago to really, you know, be ready for some shit like this. Because this isn't shit that's, you know, whether people want to believe it or not, this isn't new shit.
Right.
Like, this isn't something that all of a sudden is just happening. It's just the fact that we have social media to see it on a clear scale. But shit like this has been happening, you know, since the late 70s, early 80s, 1960s. I mean, it's always been there. I mean, there's movies and all kinds of shit that delve, you know, that dwell on that fact back in the day, you know, especially in the early 90s. You know, the early 90s, you know, in California, this was an everyday thing. So, for it to change, you know, a lot of different stuff has to happen. I mean, I think, in my opinion, I think there needs to be more minorities that see being a police officer as a legit means of, like, job. Because right now, you know, so many people are fuck the police that nobody even wants to go and try to put themselves in that role. But if you start to get more minorities that see that as a beneficial job, then we start to flip the process. Now, we have more minorities out there looking at that as, you know, a job, looking at other people and changing it all. And I'm not saying it's all white people. I'm just saying, like, when you look at it right now, that seems to be what it is.
Right.
But at the same time, when you look at the numbers, there's, you know, I mean, it's fucking 80-20 with whites to minorities on who's cops. You know, you're being overshadowed, so you don't have anybody there to represent you. There's one race that's dominantly representing a form of job, like you know, that's who reps the police. And so everybody's getting up in arms and saying it's white cops. Although I mean, because you don't see all the other, I mean, if it's a black cop, you don't really see that. You know, I think change starts from the inside. You know, the process has to change. You've got to teach these cops to be, you know, different. If you look overseas, you know, those cops are trained, you know, for years before they ever become full, legit, you know, 24/7 cops. And they've got, you know, training out the ass. I mean, to the point where they'll use, like, fucking beanbag guns to put somebody down instead of, like, force. You know, even if that dude, I saw a video one day, I think it was like Australian cops, and they had a dude that had a fucking hostage with a knife, threatening to kill him, and had possibly killed 2 other people, and it was a standoff, and those cops never once pulled out their guns and just started gunning somebody down. They worked it till they had him surrounded, then they slowly worked it in, and then they hit him with some pellets, that put him down, and then they went over there and peacefully arrested him without throwing him on the ground or nothing. And this is a dude that was threatening to murder, and possibly had murdered 2 other people who were down on the ground. Now I'm saying, if they can do that, then why is it when somebody's on a 1-on-1 on the side of the road with the dude that's got his hands up and clearly isn't of any, factor to them as far as harm, why are they immediately pulling out a weapon and threatening that life and then ending that life? And that's what I'm saying. Like, if you've got the training and you know how to handle a situation, you don't have to pull out the weapon and try to end the situation. If I have a gun on me and I'm out and someone's, threatening me, the first thing I'm not going to pull out a gun immediately.
Right.
I'm going to try to call, I'm going to find out what the situation is to talk to that person and try to figure out a way that we can solve it. So why is a cop, who is supposed to protect, the first one to kill? I even saw something about the military, fucking a dude who was like a Navy SEAL or something like that, talking about the shit when they were in Afghanistan, how they calmed the situation with terrorists. How they, they didn't forcibly pull out their weapons first. They would do everything they could to end that situation before that. And possibly, 9 times out of 10, never even had to draw their weapon. They could get them to put the gun down and get them to surrender. So you're saying somebody whose intent is to completely harm the person on the other side, and you can get them to put that gun down, but you can't get somebody, again, that has no intent to harm you to stop what they're doing without shooting them, then that's a problem. That's a problem inside that job, that structure. That's not a problem outside. That's something that the cops need to look at and how they're telling other people how to do their job and change that. We can't change that. We can do as much as we can. We're putting our fist up, getting on one knee, Black Lives Matter, going on the internet, taking videos, but we can't fucking stop that. That's them. They've got to stop that to make it better.
Right on. I actually have a question that I just thought of seeing you drink Jaeger, and with you being with LSP now. Well, first of all, how is it working with LSP now? I mean,
it's amazing.
Yeah.
I fucking love it, man. I mean, their best interest is for me to get music out, and for me to get merch out, and for me to get on the road.
Yeah.
And get out there and do all of that to be successful, which in turn helps them be successful. So it's nice. I like that.
Mine and my brother's first concert was actually opening for Scum, so we have a really deep appreciation for Scum. I mean, he was nothing but awesome. So
by far one of the greatest dudes out there.
Oh yeah, I mean, it's hard to believe, but it's totally true.
It's crazy, yeah.
With Jaeger, do you think you could out Jaeger Scum? I mean, I see
Fuck
him.
no, dude.
Yeah, okay, I didn't.
Hell no.
I just had to ask because that dude can drink.
No,
Jaeger.
I don't even got $1 million, but I would confidently put $1 million on Scum out Jaegering anybody in the fucking. I don't care who the fuck you are. You could be a lifetime drinker, and that Russian fucker will put you down quick. And not only will he put you down, but then he'll perform a show, talk to fans, and hang out all night without ever once looking like he's drunk.
Yeah,
it's incredible. I mean, you're at a disadvantage. He's Russian, and it's in their fucking blood. I don't even know if they bleed real blood. They might bleed Jaeger. And 2, he lives in fucking Colorado, where the fucking, what word?
Oxygen level.
Yeah, where shit is it's so high that the elevation it's so fucking high that it takes a lot more. Like if you were used to drinking there, then you can come somewhere like here and drink and you don't have any issues. Like somebody like me, where I drink down here and I go to Colorado, after a few drinks, I'm like, You know, it changes shit. So no, there's not a fucking person on this world in this world. No.
Right on.
Cool.
Well,
All right, baby, you made it. So now it's all about you.
Yeah.
What you got going
Anything
on?
you want to promote or anything?
Shit, got a new album. Working on it right now. Fuck Me, Fuck You is the title. F Me, F You. Working on it. Actually up the road a little bit with my dude Andrew Rains, Don Arias. Should be out here soon. It will be on LSP. It'll be my first album on there. So make sure y'all check that out. Gorehop.com is where you can get all of our merch. And that's pretty much it, you know. Shout out to all of my people, my TCH people. And shout out to everybody watching us make asses of ourselves and burn our mouths. Wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be.
Right.
But I'm sure it could be worse.
Well, originally we planned out it to be 10.
Yeah.
And we did a promo, and it took an hour.
Yeah,
An
it's too
hour
long.
long, and
Most people are not going to sit on YouTube and watch it.
they're not going to watch it for
That's true.
You know what I mean? Most people want 20, 30 minutes about it.
So, yeah.
I know I am. If I see it's that long, I'm push and skip.
Yeah.
But no, I thank you guys.
Oh, thank you.
It was a good
Thank
fucking
you.
time. Fuck Dave's. Fuck Dave's. This, fuck you. If I ever see you. If I ever fucking see you.
All right, well, that's been Interview Under Fire. We're going to keep it burning, baby.
See you later.
See, please understand that everything just don't mean shit to me. I ain't never gave a fuck and I ain't starting now. Shit, I'm about to have this industry just bowing down. I've been killing shit, so where the fuck you been? Don't hear me knocking, I'ma pull a shotgun and pop till they let me in.